And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over.
You know, he coming behind his jab, he throwing straight punches, he going to the body, going up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, man, he good.
In a sport filled with endless debates, the title of the pound for pound #1 is always uncertain. While fans and analysts keep arguing about who truly deserves that honor, one of boxing's most dangerous fighters has made his thoughts clear. David the Mexican Monster Benavidez has finally spoken about Terence "Bud" Crawford, and surprisingly, it isn't a challenge. When Terence Crawford dominated Canelo Álvarez, it wasn't just another win. He didn't simply beat a champion, he dethroned the undisputed ruler of the 168-pound division. The man once seen as untouchable was completely outclassed by a smaller fighter, who moved up to weight classes to face him.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
As an undefeated, multiple-time world champion, Benavidez knows exactly what it takes to rule the sport at the highest level. What he said about Terence Crawford went beyond ordinary praise. It was almost a crowning moment in a sport fueled by pride and constant call-outs. Benavidez, a man who truly believes he's the best, did something few expected. Instead of just offering congratulations, he elevated Crawford to legendary status. He compared him to the greatest names in boxing history, calling him one of the all-time greats. A fighter who achieves something most can only dream of.
Terence Crawford, because, you know, he beat, he did something I didn't think he was going to do. You know what I mean? He beat Canelo. You know, that's 3 weight classes going up. You know what I mean? And he made it look pretty easy. So you have to give it to Crawford.
When respect comes from your biggest rival, it truly means something. Benavidez watched Crawford move up in weight and take every title. He gave him full credit for it. But what Benavidez said next showed why Crawford is so hard to beat. When asked what impressed him most, he didn't talk about Crawford's speed, movement, or switch-hitting skills. He talked about something that can't be taught heart. Benavidez said he was amazed to see Crawford, already winning clearly on the scorecards, choose to stand and fight with a stronger puncher like Canelo in the later rounds.
What impressed me the most was Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused in box, but he also got rugged in there. You know what I mean? He started balling with him towards some late rounds. You know what I mean? That's something I appreciate in a fighter. You know what I mean? He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there. He tried to brawl with him in the last round. So that's really what impressed me. His heart more than anything impressed me.
Crawford wasn't satisfied with just winning. He wanted to dominate. He has that fighter spirit, a killer instinct that won't let him settle for an easy victory.
It's a good fight, you know, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Well, I mean, no, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And you know, Crawford he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a punch.
In Benavidez's eyes, that mindset is Crawford's real secret weapon, the reason he might never lose. Crawford has world-class skills, but what makes him different is his fearless mentality. And that, according to Benavidez, is the very thing Canelo Álvarez seems to have lost.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Benavidez's praise for Crawford came with a sharp edge because he used it to take aim at Canelo Álvarez. After calling Crawford one of the all-time greats, Benavidez shifted focus to the man he's wanted to fight for years and delivered some harsh truth. He explained what he believes was Canelo's biggest mistake, the real reason he didn't just lose, but got embarrassed. According to Benavidez, it wasn't about fading skills or lost power. It was Canelo's ego. Benavidez accused him of disrespecting both his opponent and the sport itself. He said Canelo didn't take the fight seriously, throwing barely 10 punches around and walking forward like victory was guaranteed. In Benavidez's words, Canelo's ego was so inflated that he thought, "I'll just walk through Crawford, land one good shot, and it'll be over."
I'm not happy that he lost. I kind of feel like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen, because Canelo knows that would have happened.
Benavidez made it clear that in boxing, arrogance can be a fighter's downfall. He ended his thoughts with a warning every boxer should. Remember, that kind of attitude always comes back to hurt you. Canelo's ego, the same thing that once made him a superstar, ended up being the very reason for his downfall.
I think Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, oh, yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. He's throwing 10 punches around, or I think it was his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just going to walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's going to be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only does he have the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there, he was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight, you know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you. Don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter, you know what I mean? That shit will bite you in the ass.
Canelo dethroned. The boxing world immediately began looking toward the next big showdown, Terence Crawford. The man with unmatched killer instinct versus David, the Mexican monster Benavidez, the most feared pressure fighter in the sport. It seemed like the perfect passing of the torch. The new king against the uncrowned one. A fight for control of the 168-pound division. The buzz started right away. Fans called it the fight to make. But when Benavidez was asked about it, his response shocked everyone. He didn't just turn it down, he completely dismissed the idea. Benavidez revealed that he has no interest in fighting Terence Crawford. His reason surprised fans even more. He publicly announced, "I'm done with 168. Benavidez made it clear he's finished with the super middleweight division, saying he wouldn't even return for a huge payday against Canelo. So fighting Crawford isn't happening either.
Could you still make 168? Is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. No, bro. I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity though. Yes, I say cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that at 168. You know, the only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo, and I'm just being real with you, you know. And let Crawford do his thing. Let him have his, let him. I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighter that's coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168. You know, when Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever, you know, but Crawford's a man at 168. That's his weight class. I'm done with one.
With a calm but dismissive statement, Benavidez shut down what could have been the biggest fight in boxing. He simply said, "Let Terence Crawford live." That's his weight class. By saying that, Benavidez walked away from the division, the fans, and the matchup everyone wanted to see leaving. Crawford standing alone as the undisputed king.
How does the Canelo fight look with Benavidez? Who do you favor?
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Boo was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68U fighter? Would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo the only one.
But why would he really do this? Why would a top fighter walk away from the division filled with the biggest names and biggest paydays, just as he reached the top? This is the part many fans forget. Benavidez's history at 168 pounds has always been complicated. He's the only two-time world champion to lose his titles, twice without ever being defeated in the ring. His first title reign ended after he tested positive for cocaine and was stripped of the belt. When he won it back, his second reign ended the same way, not by losing a fight, but by failing to make weight. That division carries a dark past for him. The weight cut to 168 pounds has always been brutal. It's cost him everything before now. The Mexican monster has moved on. He's not looking back. He's officially left the super middleweight division and is setting his sights on 175 pounds. With possible plans to go even higher to cruiserweight, Benavidez is chasing greatness in a new arena, targeting light heavyweight champions like Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, and even eyeing a potential matchup with Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
For the opportunity to fight, we've been in talks fighting Zurdo Ramirez for his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, you know. And then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, you know, I sparred him a lot, so I know that's a pay-per-view fight. So it was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, you know, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. You know, I definitely want to go up to cruiserweight. You know, I want to be a reigning defending champion at light heavyweight and then make my way up to cruiserweight. But
in the 168-pound throne to Crawford, a man he deeply respects, but has no intention of ever facing in the ring.
I put 5, that's right.
Wow. That's cheating. That's cheating.
I love it.
That is cheating.
That's a heel turn. You the boss.
That
I love
is heel.
it. That's a heel turn.
I love it. You do that 5. Why you get 5?
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wow.
Roy at his peak, just remember this. If Roy would have retired after the Ruiz fight, he would have replaced Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest fighter of all time.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
But he didn't, and the rest of that stuff is in there, right? So I get it. But Roy at his peak, I think, had a higher peak than anyone on this list.
I agree.
Okay, Manny Pacquiao, we've all said it a million times. I think he is, outside of Sugar Ray Robinson, I have Manny Pacquiao's second greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Floyd Mayweather never lost. And did he cherry pick when and where? Yes. But guys, from 130, 135, he cleaned out 135. He beat the best guy at 130, beat the best guy at 135. Yes, did he pick and choose at 140, 47, and 54? Yeah, but he won all those fights.
That's right.
And he beat a lot of good fighters.
50-0.
And more than that, put Floyd at his best in with anyone through history. You do not know who.
It all leaves the boxing world with one big question. Did Canelo's ego not only cost him his titles, but also deny fans the real super fight? Or is David Benavidez avoiding the very man he just called one of the greatest of all time? That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our future uploads. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.